Hello guys, how you doing? This is Aya. Today a small video, no walkthrough of anything. I just want to show you a little gem that I got on the last humble choice. It's called Little Big Workshop. As you can see, it came out last year. I think you can find it on Steam, you can find it on the usual channels. So it's basically a management game slash process engineering one. So basically you have to manage your little workshop, as the name implies, and the idea is that you have to produce objects. We have to go through different stations, and then so you have to manage the supplies, how the supplies are distributed through your factory, how they get treated, etc. And then you have to, of course, manage your workers and the delivery, etc., etc., and the prices. So it's basically, you know, capitalism 101. Anyways, so I'm just going to jump right in and show you how it goes. Basically, I'm going to start with something simply about 11 hours in this game. So I'm going to show you one of my early saves, just to give you a very simple overview of the game, and then I'm going to show you after about 10 hours how my little workshop has progressed. Okay, so let's jump right in. Alright, so basically this is it. This is your little workshop, at least quite little at the beginning when I start. So you start with these 3 rooms. As you can see, this is basically your break room, a small depot, and then the actual machine. So how it goes is that basically you've got contracts. As you can see on the top right, the contracts are linked to objects such as this small shelf, and the idea is that you have to produce them within a certain timeline and deliver them, and then when you sell them you get actually money, and thanks to this money you can pay your workers, you can buy new machines, new workstations, new rooms, and then your whole business expands. Basically, as I said before, capitalism 101. Let's see now basically the bread and butter of your game, which is going to be the contract. So for this you go here into the market. Here you've got different widgets. So basically at the beginning you can only make objects which are basic. Yeah, so you can go for basic objects such as these, or you can go, for example, for challenges, which are usually given by specific clients. As you can see here, if I click one of the objects, you can see here the price of the object and the kind of demand that there is. So, for example, if the price is very high and the demand is very high, you can create a lot of objects and sell them for a very high price. And you can see they also change. So, for example, here the demand has been going down, here the price is being stable, here this is rebounding, etc., etc. You can also go for the ones that are given by your clients. So clients are more special because they give you a straight reward, they've got deadlines which are actually pretty fast, and they demand also certain attributes of your objects. So once you've selected the one they want, for example, let's do this shovel one, you will have to create a plan. So this is the process engineering part of this. You can select what kind of raw materials, depending on the parts that you have here, are going to go in there. For example, here we can start with different type of raw metals. You've got ironite, or that. They come with their different attributes, which then in the end will help towards the attributes of the object that you have to give. And then once you've got your raw metal, you also have to select the operations. Basically, you have to link these operations. So, for example, here I have to melt some metal, so you have to link it to one of the stations where you can melt metals. For example, here, do pretty much the same here. Select one kind of metal. The last one is usually assembly. And there we go. And now pretty much our process is complete. This is says they're ready for production. We can see here, for example, how much time is going to take us to build this, how much work time, and give us usually how much price in material and salaries all of this is going to pay. Alright, so we just go for execute, and there we go. The new contract appears here. We've got the deadline. Now the raw products are going to arrive soon, as we can see here. And there we go, our little workers are going to start working. So they'll start by unloading all the products, putting them there. As you can see here, they'll start melting the metal. And so for the production part of the game, this is basically it. Now the smart thing that you have to do, of course, is link the correct workbenches with the correct materials, since we have to be smart about distributing the task around your factory so that you don't get bottlenecks here and there and then you're limited. So as you can see here, for example, our little shovels are going pretty well in time. We're actually, this little green bit here means that we're actually going ahead of production, which is great. If you see that this is not going fast enough, first of all, you can make it a top priority, as you can see here. And also what you can do, one of the favorite things of all capitalism in the world, you can tell your workers to go onto overdrive. And then as you can see, now there's fires all over the place and they're going to start working harder. Now, this takes me, of course, to the backbone of the industry, which is the workers. So as you can see, the workers here, they're pretty much like Sims. They've got kind of like a certain amount of energy that they can spend doing work, and once they're spent, they basically have to go to the break room to recuperate. And then you've got here the number of break rooms and the number of break points that you can give them back. If they get too spent and they cannot, and the break rooms, for example, are too filled, they will simply collapse and stop working for a while. Just great stuff, I guess. Absolutely no worries there with HR or whatever. Everything's fine. So in order also to make their life a bit more simpler, you can, so of course you can improve your break room, but you can also put decorations all over the place. If the workshop, your sweatshop is full of plants, then apparently it's completely fine for these guys to be working completely bad. Alright, so I think that for the beginning, that's about it. There's not much else. We are quite limited at this stage, and so we're pretty much just waiting for the money to come in, so then we can start buying nicer machinery, more machinery, bigger break rooms. You can also, of course, start remodeling. Remodeling your place, so you can start building more rooms, etc. etc. Alright, so let's jump now to what happens literally 8 hours after this. And here we are. So this is now 8 hours into the future. As you can see, my little factory, which was basically this little bit, as you can see here, has now grown much more. We now have many more workers, many more rooms, many more specialized equipment. Or you can see also, for example, I've got many more workers, which are now also specialized. So I've got like haulers, assembly specialists, wood specialists, metal specialists, etc. We also started doing things a bit differently. So for example, now I've got specialized rooms. So for example, this is my final assembly line. So all the final objects are assembled here and then put in this little area that is a delivery area. So basically all the finalized products get here. Alright, so as you can see also, as you can expect, the objects have gone a bit high in the complexity. So for example, if I check the object that I'm doing right now, which is this little robot here, this is the production sheet. As you can see, it's a bit larger than the shovels that we were doing before. What is really good about this game, I would say, is that they do give you actually a lot of ways to make all of your objects a bit more unique. But for example here, I can change the type of wheels that this little robot is going to get. So for example, if I choose the caterpillar assembly, suddenly the objects that you have to start at the beginning are different. And as you can see also, the little robot has changed. Now it's got these caterpillar things. It can be a bit for everything. So for example, here also I can change the head of the robot. So I can, for example, give it these robot goggles, and now suddenly this line changes, and we've got different things that we have to give it. Alright, as you can see here, of course, in the market now, I've got way more challenges. This is basically because we've got many more clients, as you can see here. Like Svekia, which is basically IKEA. Bros and Biceps I really enjoy, and then for example Incognito Inc., which basically are just asking for robots all the damn day of the week. And yeah, as you can see also I've started like putting more decorations. So we've got carnivore plants. I realized at some point actually that arcades give you a massive boost, so I've started putting arcades all over the place in every factory floor, because yeah, who doesn't want to work in a factory floor where there is an arcade? It's completely normal. I think Elon Musk would be very proud of me. We also started this a little thing also that is pretty cool. They start giving you these billboards. So instead of linking, for example, this assembly one to a single assembly unit, you can link it to one of these billboards. Then suddenly it's the task will be distributed among these 5 ones, depending on which one is free at that moment. Which is quite useful actually. And as you can see, I'm also starting to expand through here. I've got 2 rooms that I still need to fill with more stuff. So for example here I'd like to put a new foundry because I've started to see that this is quite useful. As you can see here, for example, when I build it, it tells me the mood change that is going to give the people I work next to it. So like -39 is pretty bad, so I'm going to have to put a lot of arcade games in that room. I can say yes, and then something I don't really understand is that when I say yes, I still have to click order, so that now someone will come with a truck and then actually bring the object over there, but whatever. Oh, so we can actually deliver some of the electric guitars that we made. I go here. Now basically people are going to come, grab these electric guitars and sell it. But anyways, so I would say that this game is not particularly difficult, to be honest. You will struggle a little bit at the beginning, I think, because this game could do with a little bit more of a comprehensive tutorial. I kind of feel like they kind of like dropped me into the thing, gave me a few hints about how things could be done, and then you got lost. I got lost a couple of times. But I mean, little by little, you'll get into the thing. In the end, I think that this game, you will create the difficulty in itself. I mean, you can survive fairly easily. What you need, what is really going to push you forward, is that you want to make your factory as big as possible. And you want to also, the new objects are going to start appearing, objects that are more complicated, etc. So you need to buy new machineries, etc. You can, of course, you've got research and development, where you're going to start getting new machines, different kind of new possibilities that you can. But in itself, there is no, once you've got the gist of, you know, get contracts, assign operations, do etc., then it's pretty much the same all the way from there. It's just that the objects change, the materials change, and the operations change, but itself there's pretty much the same thing all the time. Right, and yeah, and then you'll start pretty much creating challenges to yourself, because as I said, so you can go into the challenges part, which don't necessarily pay too much, but you've got time constraints, and so you start trying to get several contracts at the same time, trying to see if you can actually manage all of this. You will see also, for example, that the game sometimes throws you some other weird challenges, like suddenly gnomes go around, whatever. It's yeah, it's fun. I think it's a good game to kill some hours, but I don't think this is a game that you're going to spend 50 hours on. But yeah, the graphics are quite cute, quite nicely done. The workers are pretty fun. They're doing all kinds of stupid shit all the time, which is quite cute. And yeah, I think that's it. I think with this you get like a good idea, a good rounded up idea of how it is. Overall, I enjoyed this game. I think it was worth. I mean, well, I got it in a humble choice, but I think yeah, it was one of the good games of the bundle. I do recommend it. I'm still going to play it for a few hours. And anyways, I hope that you also enjoyed this video, and until next time.